Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jake Whelan, and I'm excited to share this extra special mini-series in anticipation for BlabberMouth Volume 3. In this installment, I had the opportunity to highlight in an interview local photographers and my close friends who are helping actively shape the visual creative scene here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Enjoy this extended cut of my conversation with Bledina Kurti, a film photographer born and raised in the Salt Lake Valley, who specializes in all things analog. I'm here with Bledina Kurti herself. I have a few questions for you today, Bledina. Are you ready? Are you prepared?
I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever been more ready.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Okay, my first question for you. I'm wondering, when did you first start shooting?
My first exposure to film photography was disposable cameras.
Love.
So the little Fujifilm disposables, the green and black dinky little cameras. I would always take them with me wherever I went. So whether that was an event or just like some mundane activity or I was hanging out with my friend, I always had one on me. And I never developed them actually.
Really?
Like, it took it
To this day?
No.
Okay.
For like a year plus, I did not develop them, and so they just sat there. I think I had 6 or 7.
Perhaps 6 or 7.
But 6 or 7 cameras that were just like sat in a little box that I hadn't developed. And then that was my first time going to Essential, was because I didn't know what film lab to go to.
Your first was Essential?
Yeah, my first photo lab was Essential. And that was a wonderful experience, right? I love them. I go to them to this day. But I didn't really start getting into film photography or taking it more seriously until December of 2024.
Love. So after you graduated high school, you're in college, and that's when you wanted to like take it seriously?
Yeah, I really had my heart set on, prior to this trip, finding a camera because I love my disposables and I've taken honestly some of my favorite photos on a disposable.
So most of high school I did that, and that's kind of how I started into film, was just because you gotta know anything about it to start on those. And spray and pray. You spray and pray. And did. But some of my favorite pictures I've ever taken have been on disposables, but I didn't start taking film seriously necessarily until December of 2024. So post high school graduation, like winter break of my freshman year of college. And I was going to New York to visit my cousin.
New York.
The Big Apple. I went to New York.
And I really wanted to get a film camera when I was going there. So I made it my mission. I was a Facebook Marketplace demon. Before my trip, I was like, I must find a camera. And so I drove to Saratoga Springs and grabbed this very heavy, completely manual Minolta camera. And I took that with me all around the city, and it was so heavy. Yeah, I bet. But I took one of my favorite photos on it, and it was a lot of fun and definitely a learning curve because I genuinely had no idea what I was doing. And I started on a manual. It's kind of insane.
It's like, that's such a huge switch.
No,
but I'm like really impressed you took out anything that you liked, you know?
It did have an internal light meter, and that is what I relied on for the entire trip. But I still was just like, I'm carrying this for a reason, so might as well shoot some photos. And I had a really good time doing that, and I've just been kind of experimenting with what I like to shoot on. Currently, my main camera is a rangefinder. I hate the focus system on it, but it's so fun and it's so compact, and I'm really enjoying just the photos that I'm getting on it. Since then, within the recent 6 months, year, I've been wrangling all of my friends to model for me, and I've been really into portrait work, and it's been so much fun. I mean, thanks for being my model.
Oh, and I loved it.
That was so much fun. So, I don't know, just that experience of also getting to know someone in front of the camera is so interesting. I think people behave so differently, and not in a bad way necessarily, but being in front of the camera really opens up a lot of things about an individual in a way that I didn't necessarily perceive prior letting people model for me.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the most explicit thing, but just even a change in demeanor, because now I'll notice it in myself. And so it's really interesting to get that perspective from myself, you know?
It's almost like there's like a third person with
totally.
you. Like,
And it's the camera.
And it's the camera. Yeah. So why analog? You primarily shoot, at least in analog means.
Yeah, I mean, I just started with analog. Analog has always been something that, number one, has fascinated me. Like, when I learned a little bit about the processes of it, it is actually a chemical miracle. It's insane. And so that was, number one, just something that really was so interesting to me. Also, I disdain editing photos. And that is something that, like, if you are a digital photographer, that's your shtick. Like,
there's kind of no workaround.
There's no workaround. You love that. And for me, it's something that is not my favorite. And what I love about film is it's almost like sacrilege to fully edit a film photo, because you kind of take away the integrity. Yeah. I mean, I'll do a little color grade, I'll do a little something, but kind of remaining to that, like, trueness of the photo, I think is really interesting. And I don't think that film can be replicated digitally, and that's what I love about it. So yeah, it's definitely a very unique experience into photography, just because I started on analog, and it's been just the only thing that I do because I enjoy the processes so much.
That's great. I love that answer.
Thanks.
Another deep question. Which tooth in your mouth is your favorite?
My favorite tooth is, well, number one is my top right canine, for sure.
Top right.
Top right canine, because I had oral surgery.
You lost her.
And this is like what's so funny is I had so much mouth work done. BlabberMouth. And I got braces, and then I had to get oral surgery because that tooth was in the roof of my mouth and growing in the wrong direction.
Oh.
Underneath my gums, a baby tooth at like 14.
Okay.
And so they had to extract the baby tooth. So I was toothless for like a year. My orthodontist would sit there and like pull this string, like I was sitting, he would pull the string crazy.
Crazy style.
And to just like bring my tooth down.
Wow.
But now she's beautiful and she's here and we love her.
And thank goodness. And she is beautiful, and I sure do love the top right canine.
The top right canine. I mean, number two is maybe my left canine.
Okay, left canine.
Vampire vibes. I don't know.
Thank goodness.
Bronze.
Yes. And do you know your blood type? Just like theoretically.
Yes. I'm O positive.
Ooh, positive.
Universal donor. If you need blood.
Baby, she's a giver.
Oh wait, I don't think it's universal. I think it's just I don't know. But I can donate my blood to a lot of
someone.
Several many.
To conclude, I'm interested in what media has been driving you creatively. Like, and that could be in terms of TV show, book, music, I think is a huge thing for a lot of creatives.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, music has been something that has really driven me for a majority of my life. And I didn't start getting into the live music scene until last year, the year before, something like that. So I'm still relatively new to it. I listen to actually anything. And so I love to, when I'm kind of planning out a shoot or trying to go in one certain creative direction, I really want the music that I'm listening to reflect that. So when I ask someone to model for me, I'm like, is there any music that you're currently listening to? Whether it may be
to play while during the shoot?
Not necessarily, but to like put myself in that like
in their shoes.
Yes.
Almost. Okay.
So even just listening to that it allows me to kind of place where exactly I'm going within my creative process. And that's not necessarily the most like tangible thing, but it kind of just works in my head.
I know, I really like that.
And Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of music.
Are there 3 albums you think are like near perfect?
Oh,
I mean, perfection isn't the point of art, but pull up to Spotify, maybe peruse for a moment.
I fully, okay, wait, I need a moment because I am like, I was recently asked like gun to your head favorite song, and I can never.
No,
I'm
I can't do a
not
song,
I'm
but
not
I
choosing
feel like
an
album is enough of like maybe
Okay.
you could.
Maybe I can.
I think I can. I think I can.
So, because I am.
I'm not like getting any younger here, Bledina.
Okay, I love Led Zeppelin.
Oh, nice.
Love. And so the complete BBC sessions, the remastered one, so it's like all of their songs. So technically
That's like kind of like
it's
such a
not
little
an
sneak.
album, but they have
But I
that.
respect it.
But I would say if I had to choose, then it would be Humbug by the Arctic Monkeys.
Ooh.
I love it. So, I mean, I love Arctic Monkeys. I've been such a big fan for the longest time. And honestly, the album it's so, I don't know, their sound I think is so unique, but particularly in that album.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and there's such a combination of even just genres in that.
Really?
In
I'll
those,
have to take a
in
listen.
those songs, like there's some.
Bledina just put us on.
Listen to Humbug. Listen to My Propeller. Okay, wait, third album, girl. This is gonna take me a minute. So I listen to so many different genres, but I always
Run back to the rock.
So that's alternative, that's classic, that's like glam metal.
You can get into so much. I
So
love glam rock. 70s
much.
glam rock has like a
Yes.
special place in my heart.
Yes, it's so good. I even will run like a little bit of metal. So like I love Motley Crue.
And I don't think like people would guess that about you.
I don't think so at all.
That's
And
so amazing.
like I had an era where I was listening to like some like more intense music, which I just don't think was
like heavier metal.
Yeah. Which I would be driving.
Bledina,
I would be
you're
driving.
bad.
So bad. No. But not necessarily in that way, but I'd be driving with my windows down because it was summer, but I would be like listening to just like really heavy music. And you see me whipping around in my little SUV, like my mom car.
Blasting.
And then I would always just get really funny looks from like men.
The elderly.
The grandpas down the road. They'd just be like, yo, what? So I do listen to a significant amount of rock, but my
third album, 1, 2, 3, go.
My third album, So Long Forever by Palace. Oh my God. This album actually
changed your life.
I first listened to it freshman year of college. So I was late into the game of Palace. Okay, so I would consider them more indie. But I don't know if that's necessarily like the genre. I don't know. I think indie is such an umbrella term.
Well, we don't have to be music experts to enjoy music. I love like blending genres.
But I love this album. It's so fun, and it's so helped my creative process just because I don't know, it really kind of took me in a place where I wanted to be more expressive with, sorry that took so long for me
There's
to find.
There's just too much great music out there. Like, how can you narrow it down to 3 albums?
So that was on you, because that was a really difficult question.
And I'm so sorry that like you weren't prepped for that, but thank you so much for sitting down, conversing with me about our creative processes, your creative process. You just have such a unique perspective, a great outlook, and you are doing the thing with film, bringing it back from the death.
Well, I get a lot of inspiration from the creative people I have around.
Yeah.
But I mean, your work is incredible. You sitting here and you interviewing me for your magazine. It's so much fun to be able to see even just my friends' creativity coming to fruition and them having so much fun with it, and then I'm able to see them express themselves in a way that isn't verbal.
Yeah.
And that I think is so important, and we have lost so much of that in a digital age. You see that on social media. I have gotten the honor to see that with so many of my friends, and
That's
so
beautiful.
just even gaining that insight allows me to then also be able to express myself more creatively because I see them doing it.
Yeah,
Like, wait, I can get into this.
I can get into that same like worker mode.
Yeah, or
with art.
that mindset, whatever.
Well, word on the street is your work will be highlighted
with BlabberMouth 3.
So pick up a volume and you can witness Bledina's artwork in person.
And witness Jake's incredible curation.
Swap it.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Wasn't Bledina just the greatest first guest? You can find her on Instagram with the @bledina.jpg or featured in the newest edition of BlabberMouth Volume 3, which releases on July 12th.